Now, historians have entertained the idea that the death of prostitutes might have actually been a cover for killing some of the female ninja that was under the employ of the Takeda clan. The performance would have been a good cover to lure these women to the platform, and the death of these women makes more sense once you change it to ninjas instead of prostitutes. This is just a theory that has been proposed to explain the deaths of the women, but it still does not explain why the miners and guards were not killed. Now, Oranbuchi is considered one of Japan's most haunted places, much like what happened with Huchioji Castle, due to the instant of sudden death that happened at this location. The land has been imprinted by the spirits of those who have died. Most of the activities that have been reported here at this location have mainly occurred at night. The most common thing that most people experience here are the cries and screams of women falling to their deaths. Singing has also been heard on the bridge where the platform once stood, marking the women's final moments before they died. Those who are able to reach Oranbuchi are advised to go during the day because one could easily fall off the edge. This is another reason why men are cautious about going to this area. It is said that the vengeful spirits might retaliate against any men who dare come near the site by pushing them off the edge, making them experience the same fate as them. A sign stands near the bridge today as well as the monument, and even the sign is considered to be haunted. The sign tells the story about what happened at Oranbuchi, but according to legend, it is said that if you read the sign in its entirety, the curse will be placed upon the reader. I managed to find a picture of this sign on Google. Dare to read it? That's some crazy stuff. So, that is a story that I did want to share right there. I know that was kind of cheesy. It's like I said, a lot of archaeology and stuff has already been found out that shows that these mines had never been hidden. They were actually mined well after the legend, and there's just a lot of things that contradict it, but it's still a good story, and people do consider it to be haunted. So I'm not the one to say if it's real or not, or if it's actually haunted or anything, but you decide. If you I didn't want to just leave the whole story out, you know what I mean? So I did want to bring that into it. Now, right now is getting pretty close to another engagement that I have to be a part of at the moment, but I wanted to find out how far I actually got here. Yeah, now see, I wanted to do the copper pools, and I could probably pull this off, but I am going to hold off on this and maybe come back to it later on. It'll give me some more time to pull up my information on some of the stuff, because I do want to I do want to get more into a lot of the ghostly apparitions and stuff that's mentioned into a lot of the stuff, like the Kappa monster is another one that I really do want to get into and kind of bring out as I go along with this. So it's like I said, this is going to be more than just a one episode series, because Japanese the Japanese hauntings are probably the best ones out of all of them, to be honest with you. Them and well, anything in the Orient, especially when it comes to China, even China and Indonesia. They have some of the coolest haunting spots in the world, to be honest. And I'm kind of debating on doing the Air Force base that's over there too, because it's a pretty big hot spot. It's supposed to be one of the most haunted places in the world, to be honest. So maybe it'll give me a chance to regroup and get some of this stuff going. And I apologize about my bad reading. I do. This Japanese writing is horrible. This is almost as bad as Latin. If you guys have heard me read Latin, you know how bad I am at that. So. What I wanted to do was go further and go into the Kappa, discussing the Kappa. But before that, after I finished that show, I went back over some stuff concerning Mount Fuji, as well as the Suicide Forest. And I decided that I wanted to go back over some of it because the story behind Mount Fuji is actually pretty interesting. It actually runs a lot deeper than just what I said the other day. I wanted to cover some of that because it's just a fascinating story. It goes all the way back to to the beginning, basically. And this goes into a lot of stuff that's related to when Buddhism came to Japan, and even before Buddhism. That's something that I wanted to talk about, and there's going to also be some discussion on spirits and what the Japanese believed in. I don't know if they still do, when it comes to the spirits in Japan. So before I get started, I do want to say that I am on Skype. If anybody wants to come in and be a part of the conversation, they're more than welcome to. We have a channel on Skype that you can come to. I have the information in the chat. If you guys want to click on the link there for Skype, you can come in if you want to. Also, if you're on Skype and you want to come in, you're more than welcome to. With that being said, if nobody does come in, I'm going to close off the call on Skype here in a little bit, and I can do it myself. I'm fine with doing that. So, yeah, if you guys want to come in, though, you're more than welcome. Now, with that being said, I also want to mention something on the wonderful world of weirdness that I got a comment for in there, and they were asking what happened to the old footage that was on there before that I had to take off of the YouTube channel. I'll go over it again, even though this is Strange Stories, and I usually do it on WWOW Talk, but I'll do it on here. But if you guys want to see that old footage, you can still see it at Odyssey. Go to Odyssey and look up the wonderful world of weirdness, and all of the old videos from before when John was running the channel is still there. The only problem is we had to take them off because of not copyright infringement, but because of Creative Commons and things of that nature when it comes to using other people's content. Apparently, with the videos, if you use another person's content, you have to alter it in some way with like some kind of conversation, or use it for, you know, an example for what kind of discussion you're having. You can't just be like a ghost sighting, you know. It has to have you talking on there before, or they can get, you can get in trouble for it. So the reason why I took all of that down was because we had a lot of it, and we were getting a lot of problems. We were having a lot of problems when it comes to YouTube. So that's one of the bad parts about it that I really don't really enjoy talking about. But you know, sometimes this happens in the comment sections where I have to leave a comment to them and let them know what happened, and I figured I would just share it again on the videos. That if you guys want to see the old ghost video sightings and the UFO sightings, they are still on Odyssey for anybody to view. Just go on there and type up The Wonderful World of Weirdness, and there they are. So with that being said, this is part 2 from where we left off last week. Long before Fujisan, known to the west as Mount Fuji, became an icon of Japan, it was considered a sacred entity by the ancient people. Legend has it that the mountain was born of divine fire erupting from the earth as a gift from the gods. It is said to connect the heavens and the earth, serving as a bridge for spirits to ascend and descend. The kami, which are spirits of Fujisan, were both revered and feared, embodying the mountain's unpredictable beauty and its devastating power. Fujisan was home to Konohana Sakuya Haim. I hope I said that right. The goddess of blossoms and the mountain itself. It symbolized both fertility and impermanence, embodying the delicate balance of life and death. Her story is one of devotion and tragedy. It is said that she descended to earth to marry a mortal prince, but when doubts about her fidelity arose, she immolated herself in a fiery ritual, proclaiming her innocence and giving birth to her children amidst the flames. This act tied her essence to Fujisan, where she became the guardian of its slopes and the arbiter of life cycles. Nestled at the base of Fujisan lies Okagara, the Sea of Trees. This dense forest is steeped in myth and mystery. According to folklore, the forest grew from the sorrow of those who sought refuge beneath the shadow of the sacred mountain. Over time, Okagara became a place where the living and the dead converged, a liminal space where the boundaries between worlds blurred. The forest's unnerving quietness is attributed to its volcanic soil, which absorbs sound and creates an eerie stillness. For centuries, Okagara has been associated with Yuri, which are restless spirits, particularly those of the lost and the sorrowful. The most well-known spirits are said to be the Ubasud, elderly women abandoned in the forest during times of famine, and the Munbataki, souls with no familial ties to perform rites for their peace. Now, right here, I wanted to get into the Yuri. The Yuri are part of the spirit pantheon that is known as the yokai.